All right, now we are ready for the sound. So I got this 783 here, and it's got the Aculights board in here. And what we have to do with the Aculights board is we have to figure out which lights it goes to. So I figured out that this connector right here, it's a TCS connector, and I have looked everywhere for a generic version of this and I can't find it. This is a really good connector. These guys are great because they're so easy. All right, and then in here is an Aculights board. I love the Aculights board because this is a double-sided board and it's unlabeled, so it goes yellow, white, green, purple. So you can have 4 lights on here, and on the other side it's got all the resistors. So you've got one lead. It says B. B stands for blue. And on the decoder, the B is all of these on this decoder. They're the ones that say U plus, U plus, U plus. But the problem is, I tested them, and I tested them with my multimeter. Okay. The problem with this one is they only put out 1.5 volts on this old decoder. So what we had to do was we changed it. Now I looked at various forums and stuff, and people said there was a spot somewhere about right here where you could get 12 volts. Well, these don't have it. So what I did was I put the white lights on where the current keeper was. I put it on the current keeper plus right there. We're not putting the current keeper back in here. You don't need a current keeper on this, and you don't want one because these melt down. That current keeper contributes to that meltdown, so we don't want that. So I put the lights on this, and that's got 14 volts on my DCC. Now I'm at 18 volts. That's pretty good. And all the lights work perfect now. Now, the sound I put on here, our speaker, remember we tested it on the thing, and I put it plus and minus. I marked them red and black. Okay, the sound on this does not put out a lot of... It's quiet. And the reason it's quiet is we only got one speaker. And I tested this on the sound station. 2 speakers are exactly twice as loud. But this thing has only one speaker. If we had enough sugar cubes, we could put in 2 in there, but they're safer in the next project. We could put 2 in there and it would be a lot louder. But this thing really doesn't need to be all that loud. The bell's loud enough, and it doesn't matter about the sounds. You can hear it, and you know what? On the layout, in the operating session, it's not going to be annoying at all, but it's going to be on, and there'll be 2 next to each other. It'll be just right. So this guy is all wired up just right. Now what we got to do is we got to take this bird's nest of wires, and I think we're going to go ahead and use black electrical tape in there. And the reason I say this is because when you go to the hardware store and you buy painter's tape, look carefully at the label. The label on the painter's tape tells you how much time you have before the adhesive turns to glue and permanent. What they're telling you is you need to tear off the blue painter's tape before it becomes permanent and rips up your paint job. Now in here there was a bunch of yellow tape and some scotch tape. We're not going to do that. We're going to go in here. And there was a piece of carpet tape on the Aculights board. We're not going to do that. We're just going to put some black electrical tape, and we're going to stuff this guy in there. And we're not even going to glue him. We're just going to stuff him in there. He's going to fit perfect. He already fits and doesn't come out. And that's fine. And then we have it. Then we're going to test it. And we should be good to go.